Good morning. I'm here off Crown Point Road at mile marker 8. And today I'm going to be going for the Crown Point B-17 crash site. It's different than the Stormy Peaks crash site, which is honestly really close by. And I'm pulled off the street because, as far as I can tell, there really isn't a trailhead for this. I drove up and down this road a few miles. I went all the way out to the Browns Lake trailhead, and I didn't see any place good to park. I didn't see a real good trailhead. So what I'm basically going to do is pull off right here, and I'm really close. The trail runs parallel to this road, and if I can just get over this little hump right here, I can connect right with it and pretty much cut like 2 miles off the trail and a big time gain. Starting the bushwhack here at about 8:15 in the morning, and it is chilly out here. I'm saying low 20s. Got my gloves on, multiple layers, and I'm also wearing my bright red thermal ball because the hunters are out in full force today, and I'm not trying to get shot. This is nasty through here, pretty congested, but looking around, I believe I'm in the best spot possible. Looks pretty open through here, considering some of the dense forest around me. I think this might just work. I'm up to the top of the little ridge here, and if I drop down this other side, I should run right into the trail. After only about 20 minutes worth of bushwhacking, I'm dropping in on the trail. This is nice. I'm now going to take this to the left for a pretty short distance where I'm going to run into a trail junction, and then I'm going to take it to the right. I made a little cairn right there as a reminder when I'm coming back that this is the spot where I want to split off to the right and head straight north back to Crown Point Road. I bet that little shortcut that I just did saved me a total of 3+ miles and at least an hour and a half hiking. Probably a good 45 minutes each way. So yeah, that was great. I'm loving it. It is a beautiful day out here today. I'm so glad. I saw that the weather was going to be nice, so I finagled my way out of work today. I'm on this pretty big downhill section because just after I got on this main trail, it starts going down. I had to double check the map to make sure I was going the right way, but it does show this massive drop where I will go down, meet up with the other trails, hang a right on the Little Beaver Trail, and then I think that continues to go down like really far, where then I'll bottom out and then start heading back up to the actual crash site. Yeah, this hike has a lot of up and down, which makes it a little more difficult. So far so good. I just arrived at the Little Beaver Creek Trail cutoff, where I'm going to hang a right and head down some more. And this only took about 20 minutes from where I picked up the trail. So not too bad at all. Yeah, I'm definitely not looking forward to coming back up this later. Real steep, real loose. But I just passed the cutoff, and from the cutoff, the map said it was 1.1 miles to the next trail junction, where we're then going to pick up the Flowers Trail and pretty much take that all the way up to the B-17 crash site. thing is no joke, straight down. I'd say the overall shape of this hike is a V. Start up high, go all the way down, and then back up high. And do the exact same thing on the way back. All right, and just around that tree was the trail split, where we want to take a right on the Flowers Trail, number 939. Back on up to where the crash site is. I'm taking a little break here at the trail split. It's real pretty. And I have descended all the way down to about 9,000 feet. The crash site is back up over 10,800. So I've got quite an ascent over the next 2.8 miles. Really though, 1,900 feet of elevation gain, spaced out over nearly 3 miles, isn't too bad at all. That's what, a little over 600 foot a mile? That shouldn't be too bad. This looks interesting. Ooh, that was a little slick. I didn't notice the little layer of frost on there. Whew. And just past that water crossing is where the trail ramps up. I mean, this is the first uphill I've done since bushwhacking over the ridge. It's literally been all downhill up to this point. I've been on this Flowers Trail for about a half hour now. I feel like I'm making pretty good time. It's not too steep, you know, it has its moments every now and then. It's just really rocky. And the snow is getting deeper. I'm thinking I've got to be getting relatively close. Half mile max. After about an hour and 10 minutes of hiking up the Flowers Trail, I've ground out that 2.8 miles and I'm up here to the split where you'll want to cut off to the actual B-17 crash site. They've got a memorial up here for this crash site. It lists the casualties and the survivors. Because unlike the other crash, this one had survivors. So let's head on over here, where I believe we will see even more of the wreckage. And after maybe a tenth of a mile, I'm up here to where the wreckage is. And it looks like it's all over the place. There's a lot of debris up here. Much more than at the other crash site. But then again, this one had survivors, so that makes sense. Wow, though, this is mangled. There are pieces of this plane scattered all over the place. It's a miracle anybody survived this. And then they had to hike out of here too? Wow. That's unbelievable. There's so much wreckage up here. I could literally walk around and film for hours. It's about 11:45. Been sitting up here at the crash site for about 30 minutes. But it's really cold up here. My hands are frozen. So I'm going to start heading back. And I'm on the way back down. I'm thinking I can knock out this section of Flowers Trail in a little over an hour. And then I'm probably looking at about an hour and a half from there back to the car. I cannot believe the temperature difference down here. It's so much warmer. I mean, it must be 20, 25 degrees warmer down here. I'm about ready to stop and take off all my jackets and everything. I mean, I was absolutely frozen up at the crash site. I could not believe how cold it was up there. I'm taking a break down here at the Little Beaver Creek crossing, and I cannot believe how warm it is right here. I mean, this has got to be like 55 degrees, whereas it was probably low 20s up at the crash site. Just a dramatic temperature change. And I'm back up to the Little Beaver Trail cutoff, where I'm looking at about another 1,000 feet of gain. Ideally, you don't want to be doing 1,000 feet of gain on your 8th and 9th mile, but sometimes it just works out that way. This supposed 1.1 miles of Little Beaver Trail is atrocious. It's so brutal. It's just real steep, loose dirt and rocks. And I've been on it for over 40 minutes, and I'm not to the trail split yet. I'm finally back up to the trail junction, and this trail here is called the Upper Dad Gulch Trail. Well, I didn't know that. I would have called it that earlier if I would have known. The uphill isn't over yet. I'm thinking I still got at least 400 feet I got to go up to the ridge, if not more. This final section is terrible. This is brutal. It's like the hardest part of the hike squeezed into the very end here. Wow. And it just keeps going. I'm actually starting to get a little pissed off right now because this is like the longest hike back ever. Oh, finally. I'm to my last cairn I made. Just need to go up and over right here. And this should only take about 15 minutes to bushwhack down. Almost out of it. And I believe I cheated a little too far to the west, but that's okay. I'd rather come down on the high side than come out on the low side and have to hike back up the road, so it's all good. And check that out, guys. I dropped in to pretty much right where my car was. Oh yeah. And everything's looking good. No ticket, no flat tires, no broken windows. Nice. And I got back just past 2:30. So we're looking at a total time of 5 hours and 45 minutes, 3 hours up, about 2 hours and 15 minutes down, and then I did sit up there for about 30 minutes and froze my butt off. It was so cold up there, oh my god. But that was a pretty intense hike. I mean, when you add up all the elevation gain, back and forth, it's got to be over 3,000. It has to be over 3,000. Coming back took forever. Anyways, okay, I'm done complaining about that. It's over. We did it. And I know you can get to that crash site from a few different directions. So I kind of made up my own route. I don't know if I'd necessarily recommend doing it the way I just did it. That was kind of discombobulated. But it worked, and I'm back. And that was really great. And what a beautiful day. I love hiking under that blue sky. It's amazing. And I hope you enjoyed it. And until the next one, y'all. Peace.